A civil lawsuit against an Aiken, South Carolina horse trainer over the loss of a client's horse has been settled for an undisclosed amount. The lawsuit alleged that horse trainer Shannon Eckel was unable to load the horse onto a trailer on the morning of a horse show, and she was seeking to punish the horse after failing to load when she took it back to the barn and tied it up by its head. As it was described in the lawsuit, she tied the horse by a rope halter that had a fixed lead from the highest point in the horse's stall with its head and neck upstretched towards the ceiling, aka she hung the horse by the head. The barn was allegedly empty at the time that Eckel decided to hang the horse by the head and leave it in the stall, and just left for the horse show, leaving the horse hanging there. Sometime in the hours that followed, the horse began to desperately struggle against the way that it was left hanging in the stall. It struggled so desperately and violently, in fact, that it smashed many of its teeth out of its lower jaw. It was presumed that at some point during that struggle, the horse broke his cervical spine. The horse's remains were discovered hanging from the stall by a person who arrived at the barn later in the morning. The lawsuit goes on to allege that Eckel then lied to the horse's owner about what happened to it, claiming that the horse had become cast in his stall. Thankfully, the person who did discover the scene had the mind to take photos of the scene and send them directly to the owner, who lived in another state. Quickly after lying to the horse's owner about what had happened to him, Eckel had the horse's remains quickly and swiftly removed from her property to an undisclosed location and denied the horse's owners access to the remains for necropsy or cremation. The lawsuit also alleges upon information and belief that Shannon Eckel uses this form of punishment on her horses regularly, as she would leave them tied outside overnight to fence posts with no food or water or concern for their safety, and she would leave horses hung in their stall for infractions like not standing to be saddled. According to Shannon Eckel's Facebook, she's a real hotshot horse trainer working for Hat Trick Sport Horses in Aiken, South Carolina, and I'm sure she denies all allegations.